Hi, this is Jim from RV4x40.com. This is the first video to give you an overview of our trip to Alaska in 2017. We'll follow it up with some more details about several stops along the way and give you some more information just about how we did everything. One of the things on my bucket list from a long time ago was to travel the Alcan Highway. Since I first heard about the Alcan Highway, it's been improved, straightened, curves taken out, bridges changed, roadway widened, and generally improved. In fact, now it's not even called the Alcan Highway, it's the Alaska Highway. So that's our trip in 2017. We started full-time in the RV in 2016 and decided we wanted to do a major trip in 2017. Going to Alaska seemed like that would be a good major trip. We first tried to sign up for a tour, but the one we wanted was already full with a long waiting list, and we were told we would not likely to get into that particular tour. So we took their brochure, got some other brochures from tour companies, looked at several YouTube videos, and decided that for us, we would just go it alone. If you're somewhat adventurous, it's not a bad trip. There are places in the roads that will jar your teeth. You have to watch out for that. But overall, it's a very doable trip for anyone. If you're at all concerned about making the trip, then being in a tour group is a good way to go. We saw large numbers of RVs in Alaska, all sizes, shapes, from Class C's, big Class A's, travel trailers, fifth wheels, you name it, and there was probably one of those somewhere in Alaska. Many of them were actually rentals. People would travel to Alaska by air or by ship and then rent an RV to travel around within the countryside. We did the whole thing in a motorhome pulling a Jeep. We did about 10,000 miles altogether in the motorhome and another 4,000 in the Jeep sightseeing. There is a really useful publication you'll want to get well before you make a trip to Alaska. That's called the Milepost, and it literally gives you information every mile along the way on several different routes into and around inside of Alaska. That includes the trip up through Canada, and there are 2 or 3 major ways to do that. But it's very useful. We kept it out the entire trip and referred to it very often. Has information about the highway, information about rest stops, information about campgrounds, restaurants, you name it. And if it's along the trip to Alaska, it's probably included in the Milepost. We started our trip in Iowa. My wife is from there. We were visiting family, and it's a lot closer to start in Iowa than it is in Texas if you're going to end up in Alaska. We started from Iowa, crossing into Canada through Montana and up the east side of the Rocky Mountains along Lake Louise and a number of other very beautiful spots along the way. The scenery in Canada is gorgeous, and it's worth a trip just by itself, but when you get to Alaska, it's a whole different ballgame. The rest of the video is from photographs we took along the way of some scenery, some of the animals we saw, ocean tours that we took to go whale watching and see other wildlife, as well as a couple of tours to look at glaciers and their interface with the ocean. So enjoy the rest of the video and the pictures. It gives you an idea of things you might see along the way on your trip into Alaska, the 49th state. You have a great trip, and we'll see you soon. We were able to do a GPS log of our route, and this Google Earth view shows you how we got to Alaska, looping around through Alaska. You'll see it pause or places where we camped for a day or 2 or longer, and then back down the west coast over through Utah, hitting all 5 national parks there, and eventually back to Iowa. One of the things we didn't see at the time was we looped completely around the state of Idaho. So in our quest to hit all 49 states that you can drive to, we're going to have to make a trip back out west just to spend some time in Idaho. Well, that's it for our tour of Alaska by pictures. We hope you enjoyed it and you saw something you'd like to go see in the 49th state, or perhaps along the way. It's a great journey however you do it. If you like the video, please hit the like button below. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos as they come up. We'll be covering our trip to Alaska as well as a lot more of our adventures as full-time RVers. You have a great day and we will see you soon.